What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is LaBelle, and today, my friends, we got a controversial topic. Everyone asked me, Mike, what do you think are some of the best installments in the FIFA franchise, the FIFA series that have been produced? That's what we're gonna discuss in this video. If you wanna see me openly put out there the 5 worst titles, drop a like. I'll let you decide. Easy way to poll it. And I was also self-contemplating. Maybe we do some reliving, some rediscovering, and go through some of the past installments in FIFA and really break down that year as a whole, because I would need a dedicated video to some of the previous iterations where I could really cover career mode, what changed or what didn't change. The same with pro clubs, ultimate team, or new game mode introductions, what's been happening with head-to-head, and what this means. We're looking at the complete picture, the landscape of everything FIFA. I can start talking to you guys about comments, but I feel with a top 5 and a topic that has been heavily debated, you will let me know. The only thing that I request is if you critique my list, I want to see your list. That seems fair to me. What's the saying? Your marbles to my marbles, man to man, a mano. That's close to it. That's not it, but that's close to it. A mano to mano. Put your list down below. Criteria. Write this down. Number 1, enjoyability. Number 2, gameplay. Number 3, memorable. How memorable was the title? I don't want titles that float in between. They weren't good, they weren't bad, I don't remember anything about them. When I'm analyzing FIFA as a collective, I'm distinguishing between errors. In my opinion, there are 4 errors of FIFA. Also worth noting, old school, which includes titles that I will not be discussing in this video. I don't even know how to compare a FIFA 98 to a FIFA 20. And the old school, of course, did not have Ultimate Team, which leads me to the second error, which is pre-Ultimate Team. But that's still dealing with 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, kind of that area. Mid to late 2000s, just before everything got announced with Ultimate Team, before we saw that next stage of FIFA. Golden Foot, which I consider to be FIFA 12 to maybe even all the way up to FIFA 16. Next gen, which is where we are currently, FIFA 17 and onward. Just felt the need to share that. Let's talk about the countdown. Number 5, FIFA 2013. Big year for first touch control. This is where you started generating some different types of takedowns or just attacking the space in front of you. That was FIFA 13. The year of free kicks as we know them. You're talking about short free kicks, layoffs, dummies, additional runs. That happened in this one. Adding and subtracting players from the wall. One of the most underrated game additions of all time. Skill games. Still to this day, every single tutorial I've put out has included skill games for practice. And I can't stress this enough. It reminds me when I was growing up and you had those programs that would teach you how to type better. Or Hooked on Phonics, which would help you with learning while you were still playing a game. That's how I view skill games, especially if you're a beginner. The process of learning was enjoyable and it was hands-on. You were learning the details, the methods, the steps, and you were practicing them repeatedly, which you didn't get access to when you go into online matches. What else? Skill moves. We had the fake shot and stop, which is still a staple currently. It has lasted 7 years, being a prime time skill move that you should have in your locker. That variation of the fake shot shifted the value and the creativity of that skill move. One of the universal beauties. Also in the news, L2R2 dribbling. Sure, we're all familiar with that. Super effective for 4 or 5 years. You needed to have it. It unlocked the space. It beat the midfield and it enlarged the skill gap in these faster paced titles. Golden Foot includes fast paced FIFA. It was a different time, my beautiful people. It wasn't about simulation. This was an arcadey game. Let's not forget that. If you don't believe me, throw it back into the console. This was FIFA with a constant and heavy caffeine push. Number 4, FIFA 2014. That's what you want to see, an improvement from the previous iteration, from the previous year. Super subjective. I remember all the adverts around the Ignite engine, the commercials that were getting played in this installment. Major spotlight, momentum, movements, offensively, defensively. We were shaking and bacon. If you beat someone, you threw them off the pitch. We had precision movement, plus, of course, having a little more of the momentum. I was a bully. I was taking ankles, double teams, a goalkeeper in a box on a 1v1. That man is on ice skates. We had a little more simulation in this title as well. Small changes, small adjustments. How you take down the ball, how you switch the pitch. Just getting you a little more realism. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you once again that this is the most realistic title. Golden Foot and realism don't go hand in hand. Very arcadey, fun to play, enjoyability was there. We had true positioning for finishing, more movement with the shooting, just a little more swerve, giving it a little of that F2 action. Skill move wise, the big announcement, running fake shot, and we know exactly what that looks like currently in present time. An extra premium perk is that this was a World Cup year, which means we got that inclusion, and it was the first time we saw Ultimate Team and World Cup Edition merge, where you weren't necessarily buying players off the market, you had to pack them, but the pack weight had shifted, and anytime you receive bonus content, it's a World Cup year. Who doesn't appreciate the World Cup? Who doesn't watch the World Cup? We can't be friends. That is a shared activity by all. I watch every single game of the World Cup. Of course, I want to replay it in FIFA. Number 3, FIFA 2012. This is a heavy personal choice. This was the beginning of Ultimate Team for yours truly. Sometimes we talk about election years. This was a connection year. I'm not going to sit here in front for the camera. FIFA 2012 strengthened my relationship with FIFA because I went from being just a head-to-head in career mode to diving so much deeper and learning about Ultimate Team in the depth and the customization, chemistry, all the above. It changed how I played the game. I know it sounds weird, but are we gonna act like when you go from head-to-head to Ultimate Team that wasn't showing growth? That didn't change your perspective of FIFA, how you interacted with the title, the information that you were looking for? I'm just saying, meant a lot for me. First year of the push-pull system, which was of course helpful defensively, offensively, a small step for realism because I was cutting inside, hitting finesse shots all day in FIFA 2012, and a lot of players have just stuck with me from this iteration. I still remember Lavezzi, Didier Drogba, Magidi, and we had Birdcamp Flick, Scoop Turn. Both of those were added into this year's title. The first time they were on display, and I liked them a lot. Sign me up. Number 2, 2017. And if you are a FIFA enthusiast, I don't know how this title would not be in your top 5. Let me read. Introduction of the Weekend League. Introduction of FIFA esports, truly having a competitive ecosystem, a competitive calendar, sponsorships, branding, partnerships. A lot of the competitive players that you know to this day would never be on a pedestal how they are without FIFA 17. We wouldn't have Tex, MS Desari, Gorilla, Mo Alba, Megabit, to go on with many others. We have over 150 professional FIFA players to this day, and it all started with Foot Champs in FIFA 17. If you're new to the channel, my background is in FIFA esports. I've been playing tournaments for over a decade. Something I always wanted to see progression. I wanted to see expansion. I believe in it as a sport, and it just didn't happen properly. We had tournaments, but we never had events. We never had a schedule. People didn't know what was happening next. Forget about live streams and content production. EA wasn't backing or truly backing the competitive movement until this announcement in FIFA 2017. What this meant is people paid more attention to gameplay than ever before, dissecting every single small, minute detail. The Frostbite engine entered the conversation. Visually, massive upgrade. Gameplay wise, we had never seen so much AI assistance. And the game was slower. And don't act like FIFA 17 didn't have a bunch of track back in the midfield. There were a lot of low scoring games. It was a lot of controlling play, plenty of possession. The reason that we solidify it as one of those titles you had to be involved for is what it meant for the franchise, and also the better player won the majority of the time because offense was difficult. You didn't have random counterattacks. People weren't leaking out. I wasn't conceding stupid goals. It just would take me forever to break down my opponent to actually get space to score. Squad building challenges, SBCs, that's FIFA 17. Gameplay end, driven finish, threaded through ball, and 360 shielding. I still fancied playing, and I invested so much time playing FIFA 17, but I'm not going to sit here and say it was perfect from a gameplay perspective. And the servers were more suspect than ever before. Maybe the worst year because they didn't have all the different splits of regions. So I was playing against South America half the time. I was living in Houston. Some of the connectivity issues I was experiencing, I could never explain or even showcase. You had to see it live on stream. We're talking 2, 3, 4 seconds of delay. I was begging. I was praying during the match. I can't move. FIFA gods, please let me score a goal. This is gonna be a 0-0. Nothing's gonna happen. I can't even tell if my opposition is skilled in FIFA. Unpopular opinion, we had the journey. And I still believe to this day, the journey had potential. I just didn't want to tell the story of Alex Hunter. I wanted to tell the story of Mike LaBelle. I wanted my own Ultimate Team card I could introduce into the game. But that's what we needed. More of an open world experience, but it was telling your individual story. We needed that little piece of additional customization, that personal feel. Number one, and if you know me, you knew FIFA 15 was gonna be here. The year of the body feint. I was a killer. I was on a spree. I took no prisoners. I didn't let up. I was confident, lethal, full-on savage. Remember the criteria. This had it all for me. Enjoyable, gameplay, memorable. I love this game. And during this time period, I was also having personal growth, content creation growth, and good competitive results throughout the entire season. I'm not gonna sit here and be naive and say that that didn't play a factor to FIFA 15 topping the charts. I always talk about balance, and if a title is balanced properly, even the negative features can be overcome. Did you know FIFA 15 had parked the bus? I didn't even notice. I didn't care. I was coasting right by you. This was the beginning of the razzle dazzle. I was heating up. I was on fire. Body feint 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Combo plays. Roasting and toasting. Burning up the competition. Didn't even notice park the bus. I didn't care. It was too manual on the defensive end. Put everybody in the box. I got this. Interesting note, and I'm reading this. Agility and control were the focuses this year. Our main priority with gameplay this year was to produce the most responsive FIFA ever.
Our priority with gameplay this year was to produce the most responsive FIFA ever. FIFA 15's agility and control feature brings true personality to the world's best players and gives you a remarkable level of control as you play the game.
And it showed how players exploded into space. The burst of pace behind smart execution, well-timed skill moves. And this wasn't the most realistic title. A lot of chip through balls, a lot of running. It wasn't the year of the tiki-taka. Skill moves, body feints, legendary, iconic. Advanced spin. Yeah, FIFA 15 advanced spin, one of the best skill moves in the game. Top 5. And it never really lived on from that point forward. At least not in the same regard. The point is, I played this title all year long and enjoyed it all year long. Period. Drop the mic. Thanks for watching. If you want the worst titles, you know what to do. And I'm looking forward to the comments. This is my list. We always keep things kind of funky. We keep them very subjective. It is free to subscribe to the channel, and I have a lot more content coming for you ASAP.